Hello and welcome to Your City in Action. I'm your host, Marnie Ryan. Today on the program, I have the wonderful opportunity to get to speak with Miss Rachel Hinde. Hello, Rachel. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for being here. I am so excited because you have the awesome position. You are the community, and I almost said relations, and I knew that was right. Community engagement coordinator. And tell me about your position. It's so awesome.
Well, thank you. I love my position as well. I really have a job that's unique in the fact that I get to see what each of the divisions are currently doing in terms of the outreach and come up with ways to better engage the community. And we're trying to get as much feedback as possible because it's really important that we really know what the community wants and needs. So in turn, it will make us better as an organization.
Awesome. That is great. Now tell me a little backstory. Now I know you outside of working in the city of Salina, but are you a native Salinan?
I am a native Salinan, and I moved away for only about 7 years and returned about 10 years ago. So I love Salina, and I think it's a great place to raise kids.
So tell me, what prompted the city to really create this position? Because I think it's a wonderful idea. I mean, just the whole concept to engage the community, that's such a huge task. And you're one person, and you're totally talented and extremely, extremely capable, but just what really motivated the city to want to do this? I mean, just for them to even consider it, I think is amazing and speaks so well of Salina.
It speaks really well of the organization because it just goes to show everyone how important it is that to reach them and for them to understand that they do matter. And it's really important that we reach a variety of audiences because we won't be able to have the true pulse of Salina unless we have collectively a multitude of groups and individuals' interests. So.
And I'm sure, I know we at Access, we face this because, technology changes and media is constantly evolving and changing. And sometimes the public, you love them, but sometimes they seem a tad fickle, right? I mean, the newspaper's probably never going away, but I mean, it's probably interesting to always stay on with the community as far as what they want, right?
Right.
And I just think it's so cool. Again, I know I said this earlier, but just how the city is wanting to just take a further look into how they can better serve the community. I don't know if a lot of other communities are doing this in Kansas or nationally, but do you know, are there a lot of other positions like yours?
There are quite a few, really, and it's logically makes perfect sense because there's no way to better find out what the citizens want than to go and ask the citizens, and we're going to use a lot of tools and strategies to do just that. So like I said, I really do love my job, and I think it's a great opportunity to better engage our community. And
you totally read my mind because I was going to ask you, what are some of the ways that you guys have some plans to kind of get the community engaged? I know we can't, reveal everything, but not just yet.
No, well, we actually have a website that's going to be unveiled in about a few months, or hopefully less than that. And that's going to have a lot of tools that citizens will have an opportunity to provide their feedback on. They can take surveys, they can take polls. We also want to offer them the opportunity to engage in conversations or to start a conversation. But we are also getting out in the community in different ways. For example, the police chief, he is going to start having coffee at different coffee shops around town and just invite the public to attend. So it's really important that we get out of our environment and go to the people.
That is such a cool idea. I mean, sometimes I often feel, I get a wonderful opportunity to meet the different community members and employees of the city of Salina, but you guys have such good ideas. I'm like, can you guys just come talk to me for half an hour every day? Off camera, of course, but just help fuel me with some ideas. But that is so cool, and I guess on one hand it seems like a no-brainer, but it's awesome, and just
right.
to just have that insight, that just thinking outside of the box. I mean, that's awesome. Yay, that's a very good.
Well, you know what I have found out is that the divisions are all doing some really awesome things and are really engaging the community already. We need to get that information out to citizens because there's so much good that is going on. And I really want the community to start to think of their local government differently, that we are approachable and that we want to hear from them. So,
have you found so far, or do you sometimes get some feedback that maybe people think that the city of Salina isn't approachable? Because I would say, and maybe my opinion is different because, Access TV has worked so closely with the city of Salina, and we've, thankfully just had such a good reputation. City employees are just beyond helpful, always nice.
Right.
All the different people in the departments, just so helpful. But do you sometimes maybe find that citizens feel maybe, I don't know that intimidated is the right word, but...
I haven't found that at all, but what I have found is that there's particular audiences that aren't engaging, and that's important for us to find out why they aren't. So I'm going to reach out to those people, and one of the audiences include people that are our age and parents, and one of the challenges with that is just that they don't have a lot of time. So you have to think, how can we better engage them and get them involved in issues that do matter? Because truthfully, 10 years, 20 years from now, their kids are going to be playing an important role in local government, and it's important that we can engage everyone, like I said, to get the real pulse of Salina.
And and I know this too through my work and involvement with Access TV. Whether it was my own just choosing not to be informed or whatever, the city of Salina is so much more than just paving streets and having a police and fire department, and even so much more than just the city commission, though they make very important decisions in our community. Just the different departments alone. I mean, I don't know, it blows my mind just the different things that they have going on, the different services that they provide. And maybe this is common, I don't know, in my adult life, my time in Salina is really the only time I've ever really paid attention to services that maybe I didn't need necessarily. And I just think it's great how, in addition to already doing a good job getting information out, they just feel like, they want to go that next step further, next couple steps further, and that I can't imagine is an easy task. I mean, just collecting the information, I'm sure that's got to be, I don't know the daunting is the right word, but definitely not a light task by any means. And, and then trying to decide from whatever kind of information you gather, whatever way it goes, like you said, what's the best way to make that serve and fit the community? Because we do have so many different age groups and different representations in Salina. We're not this tiny little box.
Right, and you really do have to use a comprehensive communications plan in the sense that, okay, this audience likes to be communicated to this way, these people like to be communicated to this way, and when you think of all the technology since we've been in high school, that's in place now. It really does make it a lot easier. But when it gets down to it, in person, in my opinion, is really still the way to go. And I think it's really common, unfortunately, that people forget that in organizations, and that human contact and asking people, what do you really think? What do you feel? Is going to mean a lot more if it's face-to-face than if it's through a text message or in an email. So, like I said, we just really do want to get the community's feedback. And one thing that I've noticed is the lack of engagement sometimes stems from a certain audience feeling that their feelings don't matter, that their input wouldn't be valuable. And I've found that to be particularly true with people that are between the ages of 18 to 25. So it's really, really important that we get them involved as well. And we do have a program called Youth on Board where they can serve on boards, and their input really does matter to the city. And long term, like I mentioned before, their input is shaping the future for Salina. So it's important.
And I think also too with our current city commission, we have a lot of young commissioners, and even too, if I'm incorrect, I apologize, but I do think our former mayor and former commissioner, not Aaron Householder, forgive me, Aaron Peck.
Oh, no, Peck. Yes.
Yeah. I think he was probably the youngest mayor we've ever had, and in addition, Mayor Householder is still fairly young, and that says a lot, and Barb Shirley is very young as well, and so it gives a lot of hope that, you don't have to be this older, established person in the community. You can be a very young, your age doesn't matter, I guess is the better thing to say.
Right.
And that all of us have something to contribute, and dedication and hard work and just wanting to make a difference, I just think is amazing. And again, too, you know, the current commission is a great example as well. How diverse. I do think we have a very diverse commission. Just a lot of different ideas and representation. And even though Barb Shirley stepped off briefly, she stepped off the remainder of her term, you know, still had women representing, which is always great.
That's important. Absolutely.
Nothing against our male commissioners. But, you know, just a nice representation and diversity in age range and different backgrounds. And I just think that speaks so well of our community. I say this a lot in the different shows that I've been in interviews, not being a native Salinan. It's been a very inviting community and very diverse. You know, everybody has their own niche, their own comfort level, whatever they like to be a part of. But I really am very impressed with Salina in the ways that they reach out and just make an effort. It appears to me anyhow. I mean, I've only been here not quite a decade, but there's still enough time to, you know.
Right.
It's not too shabby as far as living in a community. And I've never felt unwelcomed in Salina. I've never felt, I don't know, I've never felt like an outsider or anything like that. And I haven't run across too many individuals that have. And, and I just think that speaks so well to our city, you know, our city commission, our city manager, the city department heads, and everybody that's just involved and works and dedicates their time.
I agree.
You just can't say enough, or I can't anyway, about the city of Salina and as a community, just how much they care and come together. And again, too, with this position that you're in, I just think it's awesome to for the city to even want to just take it to that next level and to integrate and get way more input. Because, you know, they have a lot of forums where they get community input, you know, and we, you know, through the years, we've taped some of them and so forth, and you're right, I can tell, not a scientific fact or a statistical, but maybe our age group isn't always present or represented. You know, and so how cool that you guys are really working at looking into that and tapping into that and figuring out what can draw them in. I just, that's very encouraging.
Well, we're really excited about it. And one of the neat things that I've discovered in being in this position is how involved the people within each division are in the community. When I've gone out to different meetings, I see Gary Hobby, or I'll see, you know, one of my coworkers, and it's unfathomable how involved they already are. And I think that if the community really realized that, it might help shape their impression of the city as well. So I just want everybody to know that we are doing everything we can to get their feedback and show them that they matter.
Now, and I know you mentioned how the city is going to have a new website launch in the near future, but until then, what are some great ways right now that people, if they want more information or input, what are some ways that people can get plugged in now? Right,
well, one of the ways they can get plugged in is by visiting the city's website, and they can check out which boards are available. I think sometimes people have questions that they should just go ahead and ask. I mean, don't be afraid to ask anything. And you know, there's just a multitude of volunteer opportunities. You have to visit the city website, and we will soon have Facebook and Twitter and all that too, and those will provide opportunities for engagement.
Awesome. Have you found so far, and I know that there's still so much research to be done and it's forever evolving and changing, but have you found that maybe some of the older community members, are they receptive or responding to Facebook, or is that something that you need a little more research to tell, or does it just depend? Or?
You know, Facebook, I mean, whose grandma is not on Facebook?
But do you think that there's a certain demographic possibly that maybe responds better to certain types of social media?
Absolutely. Interestingly enough is the fact that Facebook has a lot of grandmas and grandpas on it these days, and the younger audience are now navigating to Twitter. So, you know, you see changes like that over time. And let's see, Facebook launched in 2004, I believe. So it's been around for 10 years. And, you know, there's just a lot of the older generation that are now, they think that is just so cool. And it is still cool, but you know, we see other technologies in place that are catering to other demographics. So Pinterest and
You know, I don't know what it is about me. Somehow I've missed the mark on Pinterest. It just doesn't work for me. Maybe because I'm just not a. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I love Pinterest.
Do you see what am I missing?
I don't know, because it has everything you need on there, and it's just it's like a magazine. You can just clip. You know, I love it.
It is cool though about social media that there are different areas that work for you, and there's options, I guess.
Right.
Which again,
yeah.
Great, kudos to the city of Salina for recognizing that. And do you think the city of Salina will have like a Pinterest little?
I am going to say not right now. Maybe in the future, we might. But we're right now looking for ways to get some feedback, and that makes it a little more challenging.
I'm sure. Yeah, I know. I can't even fathom maybe pictures of pin pictures of the commissioners and the mayor.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. A lot of cities are doing that actually, and just showing all the fun things that are available in the city. But I'll let Visit Salina and take care of that for now. So
it is though cool. I like how you mentioned a little bit ago about how the different department heads, whether it's Gary Hobby and so forth, how they're just really involved and being all gung ho about this. And you were so the right person for this. Oh my goodness! I'm so glad when it was mentioned that it's you, because I can't think that it would be an easy. Not anybody. Let me rephrase it. I guess not just anyone could do this, and so you were so right on for it with your personality. You're just very open and engaging, and not everybody's receptive to that. And change. That's the thing, in my opinion, for what it's worth. I think sometimes people just are not as receptive to change, but you have to. And again, I've said it probably 16 times right on this little interview, but I'm just so happy that the city of Salina is willing and just wants to keep us moving forward. That's great. We're in the middle of Kansas, middle of America, and yet we're just moving full steam ahead. That's very cool.
I think so too.
Very cool. Now, tell me real quickly, is there any little snippets you want to give us about? I mean, now you mentioned you're going to be launching the website. You're not going to disclose a date because it remains to be seen. We can have mystery, keep everybody, their appetites wet. But any other things that maybe we can look forward, or some potential changes or opportunities for people to get involved?
I would just say start paying attention to all the opportunities. And like I said, we're going to reach out to people in a multitude of ways. So it's going to be very evident. It's not going to be that you have to just go to the Salina Journal or go to the website to get more information. And if you have ideas for me, send me an email, and I'm be happy to look at that and see if it's something that we could do to better reach people. So
awesome.
Yep.
Well, Rachel, again, you need to come back. You're wonderful, and I know that so many things will be going on in the future. There's always something happening in the city of Salina, and I'm just very, very, very optimistic and encouraged that the city is moving forward, and it's very happy for me. So.
Well, it's very happy for me too, Martin.
Yay! Well, awesome.
So thank you for having me on the show today.
Thank you, Miss Rachel, and come back again. And thank you all so much for watching.